Hello everyone, it is the end of the year, and it is time to go over the books that I read in the back half of 2024, and sort of my stats at the end of this. So, hopefully you can see this fairly well, as I'm just gonna slowly scroll. Of course, it's a combination of novels and comics and audiobooks, with not really a lot of rereads. Most of my rereads had to do with the Stormlight Archive, since I wanted to refresh my memory on things that happened before Wind and Truth came out. Although we did add some short stories into this thanks to the Dragon Age Tevinter Nights collection. And as you can see, we definitely did hit the triple digits. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think we got all the way up to 154 before I finished, with Wind and Truth being the last novel I read this year. I decided after reading Wind and Truth, I needed a break. So I'm not going to pick up any more books, audio or other audio, physical, whatever, until the start of January. So those are the books that I read in the back half of the year. Now let's look at the stats for the end of the year. As you can see, my end of the year total was 154 books, with 32 of those being audiobooks, 42 being either novels or novellas, and comics still dominating at a total of 63. And then, of course, 15 short stories. There were only about 9 rereads, again, most of which were the Stormlight Archive, and the new reads were 145. And, as you can see down here, my current TBR list is sitting at 77. Without pre-orders, which I do have a couple, it's sitting at 74. Compare that to how it was at the end of the year. It's actually grown. So yeah, I have a bad habit with buying books. So yeah. Something I definitely want to change for next year. I want to get through more of my TBR list than I do, buying books. Alright, so, back on my ugly mug for a moment. So, what was the point? Why did I keep this sort of list? Well, number one, I did just kind of want to keep a list. See what all I read in 2024. And with this one, I wanted to see... Excuse me again. I wanted to see how many books I could get through in 2024. I didn't really have a goal in mind. It was just more, hey, let's see where the number falls by the end. And, 154, that's not bad. That's, quite a bit. Overall, this was alright. I do think that maybe I could do things a little differently next year, which that's gonna be its whole separate other video, just because I know what I want to do for 2025, and it's a whole thing. It involves a whiteboard and that I'm gonna put up on here, and yeah, you either will see it or will have seen it, depending on my upload schedule. Well, yeah, I do want to change some things up for 2024. I will be keeping a list again in 2024, or 2024, what the hell, 2025. I will be keeping a list It's probably going to be structured somewhat similar, except I think this time I'm also going to include the start and end dates. And it's going to be less focused on, like, the sheer number, and more, like, focused. Like, I'm going to just kind of less randomly haphazard grab and read books, and it's going to be more narrow focus towards, like, my goal, which I'll get into in another video. But, hey, if you checked out this video, thanks. I know most people didn't check out the last one, which, again, is fine. I'm not really concerned about it. I'm just here to have a good time. And, so far I am. So, I will see y'all in the next one.